All right, so back again. I don't have Jonesy with me today to make these predictions for the playoffs, preseason picks. So obviously anything can change through the year, but the way things look right now on paper, we think we can pretty much narrow it down. I already did these videos with Jason Jones, and the problem was we were going to do quick predictions. The video wound up being like an hour and a half long. So obviously we couldn't upload it because it was just too damn long because we went way too in depth with each team. So instead of doing that, I'm going to try to do a quick 5-minute version and give you guys a quick rundown of the way things look right now. So we'll start off in the AFC. Anybody that actually did see the video of the AFC, I was able to post that one, but I'll just recap it real quick. The AFC East, we had the Patriots coming out of there. It was kind of a no-brainer. You know, there's not a whole lot to say about that. Obviously, you know, the Dolphins were okay last year, but the Jets are absolute trash. The Bills have no leader, and they're kind of just a mess. The Jets will be lucky to win 4 games. They're pretty much playing for, the first pick in the draft. And the Bills, maybe a 500 team. I think that's the best you could do. So I think the Patriots pretty much walk away with that division because if it's even possible, they got better than they were last year, which is very hard to do, coming off a Super Bowl win. But somehow they did it, picking up Stephon Gilmore from the rival Bills was huge. So that's going to help them. So that's the East. The AFC South is kind of a surprise. I do not have the Texans winning the AFC South this year. I think they've got too many issues on offense still. They drafted Deshaun Watson, but he's still going to battle it out with Tom Savage. Now, is the Rutgers kid going to win the starting job? I doubt it. You don't draft a guy, as high as they drafted Watson if you don't plan to play him. But I think he's going to have, the same issues that plague a lot of rookies, especially coming from an offense that he came from. With as much natural ability as he has, he didn't have to use his brain a whole lot. So there wasn't a whole lot of reading defenses and anything like that. So I think he's going to struggle a little bit. And I don't see the Texans, even as good as that defense is, being able to win that division because they're going to struggle to put points up. So, unless the defense winds up giving up, 3-6 points a game and they can win games 7-6, which I guess is possible, but not likely. I think the Jaguars are going to be improved, but they're not going to be able to win that division. They did do a good job on defense picking up Miles Jack, and they've obviously got Jalen Ramsey. They picked up Leonard Fournette at running back. They're going to be good, but not great. So say hi, Bella. Hi. It's my daughter, Bella. So they're going to be okay, but they're not going to win it. I actually don't think the Colts are going to win it. Maybe they're a 500 club outside of Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton. They don't have a whole lot of weapons, and they're just average. Watch out, baby. So who's that lead? The Titans. I got the Titans winning the division, and I think it will probably shock a lot of people. But if you actually look at who they are and who they were last year, I think they're going to be a very good football team. They have the best backfield in the country with Derrick Henry and obviously DeMarco Murray. So I think they're going to be good when it comes to that. The defense was already pretty stout. Mariota should be back healthy, and he's getting better every year. And it's kind of shocking to even me because I thought he was gonna struggle for a little longer than he did. But he's a smart kid, and he's picking up the offenses, and he's figuring out how to read defense and stuff like that. So I think the Titans take the next step and actually win a division and go to the playoffs this year. West, this is kind of like a log jam because they have 3 teams all possible at 10 wins, but I have the Raiders actually winning that division. We all saw what they were last year. When David Carr is healthy, they are a serious team. So the other team is the Chiefs, who I think will probably wild card in. And then, the Chargers could even possibly, fight for the wild card position too. So, we'll see how that goes. But I think the AFC North is won by the Steelers. The Ravens haven't been good since they paid Flacco $100 million and handicapped themselves because they couldn't pay anybody else. The Browns are heading in the right direction for once, heading in the right direction, surprisingly, with all the draft picks they have, and they did pretty well in free agency, and it seems like they're actually getting good, consistent players instead of picking up the flashy players that they're used to getting. If Josh Gordon could ever get his head out of his ass and stop smoking weed, they've got a serious weapon there. But, the Bengals, I don't think will be anything more than they normally are. We know they're always, fighting for the division, but they can't seem to finish, and I don't see that changing this year. So in the AFC, the winners are the Patriots, the Titans, the Raiders, and the Steelers. And the wild card, there's 3 possible teams for two slots. And the 3 teams are the Dolphins, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. So, you can pick 2 out of there and put them in, mix and match them. You can make a case for everyone. Obviously, the Dolphins, only other team in that division is the Patriots. So, I think that'll be a possibility. They weren't bad last year, so they could possibly do it. And the Chiefs, they're there every year. So, you'll see how that breaks down. If I was going to guess, I would say the 2 wild card teams are going to be the Dolphins and Chiefs, because I think in the AFC West, the Chargers trying to come out of there with as good as that division is, I think they're going to beat up on each other enough where I don't think the Chargers are going to wind up being able to get in with 9 wins, which is right around where I think they'll finish. Even if they finish with 10, then it would come down to a tiebreaker. Possibly the Dolphins. Yeah, can't go outside. So that's the AFC. And the NFC, the NFC North, you got the Packers winning that, and I think pretty handily. The Bears just don't really have anybody. They got rid of their biggest weapons. They've got a rookie quarterback. Yeah, I know. They've got a rookie quarterback. The Vikings, Bridgewater's not going to be back again till late in the season, if at all. And the Lions are a possibility, but I think the Packers are just too much for them. So you got the NFC West next, which Cardinals and Seahawks pretty much will fight for that division. I personally think this is the year the Cardinals get over the hump and actually win that division. I think Seattle's missing, some pieces to do it, mostly in the running game. I think people start to figure out defensively how to attack them and shut that offense down. So I think the Cardinals can get over the hump, and the Seahawks, will probably be a wild card team. What? In the NFC East, as much as I hate to say it, I got the Giants winning that division. I think they're the best all-around team in that division. The defense was stacked last year. They were stacked last year, and they were really good. And the offense this year, the wide receiving core is the best in the league, hands down. And it's been the best wide receiving core I've seen in a very long time if you combine everybody. Picking up Brandon Marshall was just incredible to go with Sterling and Beckham. So Eli's going to be able to throw the hell out of the ball. The only real weakness is their line could be a little weak, but when you got wide receiving core like that, you can just get rid of the ball fast. You'll still be okay. And the NFC South, which this one's a logjam like the AFC West was. You got all 4 teams are possible winning 10 games. So I think the Panthers actually have a comeback year and win that division. They picked up Christian McCaffrey, which is absolutely huge. You just gave Cam probably the best dump-off guy, in the league next to Darren Sproles. This kid's going to be a Swiss Army knife for him. He's fast. He's got decent size, and he can catch like a wide receiver. So you just gave him a very good – what are you doing? You just gave him a very good option. So I think Carolina wins that division. I don't want the cat. Here, get down. I think Carolina wins that division. I think the Bucks are going to be a 10-win team. They keep getting better and better and better. I think they're heading in the right direction. Possibly a wild card team. The Saints added AP. So offensively, with Drew Brees, they're always probably going to put up good numbers and points. But defensively, I think they're still, a couple players away. And let's face it, they play away like absolute garbage. So they win a lot at home, but they travel like shit. So I think that's it. So I think the NFC picture looks like you're going to have the Giants and Panthers and the Packers and the Seahawks, with the wild card teams probably being the Cowboys and the Bucks. So, and then obviously we don't know what seedings are going to be yet in the playoffs. But if I had to guess, I have probably the Giants and Packers in the NFC Championship, and I got the Packers winning that to go to the Super Bowl. And in the AFC, I got the Patriots and Raiders in the AFC Championship, and the Patriots, getting into the Super Bowl, because I think they probably wind up playing that game at home. And it's very hard to walk into Foxborough in January and beat Brady in his house. So if they wind up playing in Oakland, I'll actually probably go with Oakland. I think whoever the home team is going to wind up winning. So, and then in the Super Bowl, I hate to say it, but I got the Patriots again. They got better than they even were last year. They've got a ton of experience, possibly, arguably, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Tom Brady is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I say one of because I do not think he's the best quarterback ever. And I could care less if he's got 5 or 15 Lombardi trophies. That just means that your team was really good. It doesn't mean that you were necessarily the greatest of all time. So, but he probably will get his 6th ring, which, most people will argue, oh, that makes him the best. I think those people are absolute retarded, but, that's neither here nor there. So that's how I think the NFL is going to go this year. Keep an eye out. I'm going to be making weekly videos once the season starts, picking games and stuff like that. Last year I had a really good year picking games for anybody that bets on football. I went 11 weeks straight picking at least 5 games each week and getting every single one right 11 weeks straight. And even the weeks I didn't, I only missed by maybe 1 game. So I was about 90% picking games. So keep an eye out for that. Anybody that bets. I'm in the military and I'm stationed in Dover because God hates me. But the one good thing is football is legal to bet on here. So at least you can make some extra coin in your pocket. So keep an eye out for those videos. Scotty D, man, miss you, kid. I need you to get back here so you can do these videos with me. And Jason Jones, this was pretty much his predictions as well. So he'll be in the next video, I'm sure. So keep an eye out for that. You can leave comments, hit me up, let me know what you think. And if you disagree, then, that's okay. Feel free. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion. There's no difference between me and professional sports analysts. We're all just making educated guesses. So hit me up.